So in this video, we are to look at Python history and versions. Python history and versions. Remember, you're still here at Palm Hopes Foundation, LIT Schools, Computer Practical Skills for All, and we are making computing easier. And in this case, we are learning Python programming. Python programming. You are still with your trainer, Aheba Martin. This is my number, WhatsApp number, and this is my email address. So let us continue. Python, or what we call history, and the Python with its history and versions. Let's continue and see the history of Python. What is the history of Python? So we are saying that Python was developed by Guido van Rossum, a Dutch programmer in the late 1980s and the early 90s. So at the National Research Institute for Mathematics and Computer Science in the Netherlands. So that is where Python was developed. So let us continue and see. Python is derived from many other languages, including we have ABC, Modular 3, C, C++, then Aligo 1, Aligo 6.8. We have Smalltalk and Unix shell and other scripting languages. So Guido van Rossum wanted Python to be a high-level language that was powerful yet readable and easy to use. So you see the history or the background of Python. So let us continue and see. Python is copyrighted. Like Perl, Python source code is now available under the GNU, that is General Public License. So you can find it there. So let's continue. Being the principal architect of Python, the developer community conferred upon him the title of Benevolent Dictator for Life. Benevolent Dictator for Life. However, in 2018, Rossum relinquished the title thereafter. The development and distribution of the reference implementation of Python is handled by a non-profit organization, that is Python Software Foundation. So let us continue and see. That is some of the history of Python. And now let us see who invented Python. Remember, I want you to do something that you understand. That is why I bring such things to you. So Python was invented by a Dutch programmer, that is Guido van Rossum, in the late 1980s. He began working on Python in December 1989 as a hobby project while working at the Centrum Wiskunde and Information. So in the Netherlands, Python's first version was 0.9.0 and was released in 1991. So let us see evolution of Python. So the major Python versions following are the important stages in the history of Python. So let us see these versions. We have Python 0.9.0. That is the first Python version. So let us see. Python's first published version is 0.9.0. So it was released in February 1991. It consisted of features such as classes with inheritance, exception handling, and core data types like lists and dictionaries. So let us see Python, that is 1.0. So in January 1994, version 1.0 was released. Armed with functional programming tools, features like support for complex numbers, etc., and module system, which allows a better code organization and reuse. So you see, this version was the upgrade of this version, or the first version. So the Python 1.0 was the upgrade of Python 0.90. So let's continue. Now we have Python 2.0. Let us see, when was Python 2.0 released. So we are seeing that next major version, that is Python 2.0, was launched in October 2000. Many new features such as list comprehension, garbage collection, and Unicode support were included with it. Throughout the 2000s, Python 2.0 became the dominant version, gaining traction in industries ranging from web development to scientific research. Various useful libraries like NumPy, SciPy, and Django were also developed, meaning that Django and NumPy, such a thing, were also developed during the version of Python 2.0. Thank you so much for getting that. So let us continue. continue. We have Python 3.0. Python 3.0. We are saying that Python 3.0, that is a completely revamped version of Python, was released in December 2008. The primary objective of this revamp was to remove a lot of discrepancies that had crept in Python 2.0 version, this one. So Python 3 was backported to Python 2.6. It also included a utility named as Python 2 to 3 to facilitate automatic translation of Python 2 code to Python 3. Python 3 provided new syntax, Unicode support, and improved integer division. So let us continue. That was Python 3.0. So we have EOL for Python 2.0, so or 2x. Even after the release of Python 3, Python Software Foundation continued to support the Python 2 branch with the incremental versions until 2019. However, it decided to discontinue the support by the end of year 2020, at which time Python 2.7.17 was the last version in the branch, meaning that at that particular time it stopped the support of EOL for Python 2.0 or 2.x. So let us continue to see the next version, that is the current version of Python. Meanwhile, more and more features have been incorporated into Python 3.x, that is branch or 3.11, that is 3.0 and beyond and above. So as of date, Python 3.11.2 is the current stable version released in February 2023. This one. So of current, it is the stable version released in February, this one. And in future or in other years, we hope to find new also other versions. So let us continue and see what's new in Python 3.11. What is the new thing in 3.11? So we are saying that one of the most important features of Python's version 3.11 is the significant improvement in speed. According to Python's official documentation, this version is faster than, you're saying that this version is faster than the previous version, that is 3.10, by up to 60%. So it also states that the standard benchmark suite shows a 25% faster execution rate, meaning that for them in this version, they were upgrading the speed of how your code will be compiled, the time it will take to move this. So they were on to increase to facilitate the speed in Python programming. So let's continue. We are having Python 3.11 has a better exception messaging. So let's see, instead of generating a long traceback on the occurrence of an exception, we now get the exact expression causing the error. So meaning that now in this one, it is easier to solve or troubleshoot or to debug an error. So as per the recommendation of PEP, that is 678 Act, that is the Act, the add note. So with the add note method is added to the base exception class. You can call this method inside the except clause and pass a custom error message, meaning that this is how you can solve in case you get such a problem. So it also adds the CB root, that is function in the math module. It returns the tube root of a given number. So let's continue and see. A new module, that is tomlib, is added in the standard library, that is toml, that is Tom's obvious minimal language. So can be passed with a tomlib module function. So my dear friend, I think you are seeing the versions and how the thing is being moved, how these people's vision is being moved from one version to another. Remember, we are at Palm Hops Foundation Elite Schools. That is where we can find these inspiring and also very interactive tutorials about Python. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking. Let us meet in the next video. Bye for now.